They say blood is thicker than water. But what happens when that blood is poisoned? When the people who raised you lied to you your entire life. This isn't just a story about betrayal. This is a story about waking up one day and realizing you never really knew your family at all. My name is Elena Rodriguez. I'm 32 years old, and until 8 months ago, I thought I had the perfect family. We lived in a beautiful colonial house in Savannah, Georgia, the kind with wraparound porches and magnolia trees. My parents, Robert and Catherine, were the epitome of Southern charm, pillars of the community, philanthropists, the couple everyone admired. My older brother Daniel was the golden child, Harvard graduate, corporate lawyer, married to a doctor, 2 perfect kids, the American dream personified. And me? I was the quiet one, the artist, the one who stayed close to home, who helped run the family's antique restoration business, who believed in tradition, in loyalty, in family above all else. Our family had one rule. We don't air dirty laundry. Ever. Problems are solved internally. Secrets stay secrets. It's how we've maintained our reputation for 3 generations. Or so I thought. Started with a phone call. March 15th. 2:47 a.m. My Aunt Margaret, my mother's younger sister, calling from hospice care. She was dying. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Had weeks, maybe days. Elena, she whispered, her voice weak but urgent. You need to come. Now. There's something I need to tell you. Something your parents have hidden for 32 years. I drove through the night. Arrived at 6 a.m. Found her pale, frail, hooked up to machines. But her eyes, they were sharp, alert, terrified. She grabbed my hand, her grip surprisingly strong. Your father. She coughed. He's not who you think he is. Your mother. She knows. They both know. And they've been lying to you. To all of us. What are you talking about? I asked. She pulled a small key from under her pillow, pressed it into my palm. Safety deposit box. First National Bank. Box 447. The combination is your birthday. Backwards. Go there. Don't tell your parents. Don't tell Daniel. Just go. And Elena. She looked directly into my eyes. Whatever you find, be careful. Some truths destroy families. Some lies keep them together. Choose wisely. Then she closed her eyes. Fell asleep. Or maybe she was already gone. I left the hospital confused, shaken, but curious. That afternoon I went to the bank. Used the key. Entered my birthday backwards. 0921 into the lock. The box opened. Inside was a single manila envelope. Thick. Heavy. I opened it right there in the bank's private room. What I found changed everything. Birth certificates. Multiple ones. All with my name. Different dates. Different hospitals. Different parents listed. DNA test results. From 20 years ago. Showing I wasn't biologically related to either Robert or Catherine Rodriguez. A letter. Handwritten. Dated the day I was born. To whoever finds this, if you're reading this, Margaret is gone. And the truth can no longer be contained. Elena is not our daughter. She was purchased 32 years ago from a woman named Maria Santos, a young immigrant, desperate, broke, pregnant and alone. We paid her $50,000. Cash. No questions. No records. We told everyone she was adopted from overseas. Created fake documents. Bribed officials. Built a lie so elaborate, so complete, that even we started believing it. But here's what we didn't tell you, Elena. What we couldn't tell you. Maria Santos didn't just sell you. She was forced. Threatened. Your real father. He tried to stop it. Tried to fight back. He ended up dead. 3 days after you were born. Ruled an accident. But it wasn't. We know who did it. We helped cover it up. Your brother Daniel knows. He's known since he was 18. He helped us maintain the lie. Helped us silence anyone who asked questions. We're sorry. But we're also not sorry. You gave us the perfect daughter. The family we always wanted. And we protected that. At any cost. Now you know. Choose what you do with this knowledge wisely. Mom and Dad. I sat there, in that cold bank room, reading those words over and over. Purchased. Not adopted. Bought. Like property. And my real father murdered. Covered up. By the people who raised me. My hands shook. My vision blurred. I couldn't breathe. 32 years. Every hug. Every I love you. Every family dinner. Every Christmas morning. All built on a foundation of lies. Of theft. Of murder. I drove home in a daze. Walked into the house. Saw my parents sitting in the living room. Smiling. Watching TV. Normal. Happy. Oblivious that their world was about to explode. My mother looked up. Elena. How was Aunt Margaret? I looked at her. Really looked at her. For the first time I saw it. The calculation in her eyes. The coldness beneath the warmth. The monster hiding behind the mask. She's fine, I lied. My voice steady. Surprisingly calm. Because in that moment something shifted inside me. The naive girl who believed in family. Died. And someone else was born. Someone dangerous. That night I didn't sleep. I researched. Dug deeper. Found Maria Santos. She was still alive. Living in Miami. Working as a housekeeper. Barely scraping by. I found articles about my accidental father's death. Carlos Mendez. Young. Healthy. Found drowned in a river. Ruled accidental. But the timeline matched perfectly. 3 days after I was born. After my parents paid Maria. I found records of bribes. Payments to hospital staff. To registry officials. To police officers. My parents hadn't just bought a baby. They'd orchestrated an entire criminal conspiracy. And Daniel? My perfect brother? His law firm had handled several of these transactions. He knew. He participated. He profited. By morning I had a plan. Not a revenge plan. Not yet. A protection plan. Because if they'd kill for a baby, what would they do to keep their secrets? I copied everything. Sent encrypted files to 3 different cloud services. Gave access codes to 2 trusted friends. With instructions. If anything happens to me, release everything. Publicly. Then I called in sick to work. Started gathering more evidence. Because knowledge is power. And I was about to become very powerful. Over the next 2 weeks, I became someone I didn't recognize. Cold. Calculated. Ruthless. I installed cameras in my parents' office. Hacked into their email account. Tracked their financial transactions. What I found was worse than I imagined. My parents weren't just criminals. They were serial criminals. Over the past 35 years. They'd acquired 4 children. 4 babies. All from desperate women. All through coercion, threats, and payments. 2 were returned when complications arose. 1 died in infancy, covered up as SIDS. And then there was me. The one they kept. The perfect accessory to their perfect life. Daniel wasn't just aware. He was instrumental. His law firm specialized in family restructuring. A euphemism for illegal adoptions and document forgery. He'd made millions helping other wealthy families do exactly what our parents did. But here's where it gets truly dark. I discovered a pattern. Every family that disappeared after selling their child met with tragedy within 5 years. Accidents. Suicides. Mysterious illnesses. Always ruled natural. Always convenient. Maria Santos was the only survivor. And she was only alive because she'd moved away. Changed her name. Gone underground. My parents hadn't just bought babies. They'd eliminated witnesses. Systematically. Methodically. For decades. I needed to talk to Maria. Face to face. Understand what really happened. So I flew to Miami. Found her working at a luxury hotel. Cleaning rooms. 63 years old. Hands worn from decades of labor. Eyes haunted by memories. When I approached her, she froze. Recognized me immediately. "You look like him," she whispered. "Tears forming. Your eyes. Your father's eyes." We sat in the hotel cafeteria. She told me everything. Carlos Mendez was her boyfriend. They were going to get married. Raise me together. But then, rich people showed up. Offered money. Lots of it. Said they couldn't have children. Begged her to consider. She refused. Multiple times. Then the threats started. Her apartment broken into. Her car vandalized. Her workplace harassed. Then Carlos, he was beaten. Warned. Told to leave town. He refused to. Fought back. Tried to go to police point. 3 days later, he was dead. I tried to fight, Maria sobbed. But I was alone. Pregnant. Scared. They came to my hospital room. Showed me photos of what they'd done to Carlos. Said they could do the same to me. To my family in Mexico. She paused. Wiped her tears. They offered me a choice. Take the money. Leave. Never speak of this again. Or disappear like Carlos. I chose survival. I chose life. But every day, every single day, I've regretted it. She reached out. Touched my face gently. You have his smile. His courage. I'm so sorry, Emihija. So sorry. I held her hand. Felt a connection I'd never felt with Catherine. Real. Authentic. Painful. I'm not here to blame you, I said. I'm here to understand. And to make sure this never happens again. She nodded. Gave me names. Other women. Other families. Other victims. A network of suffering spanning 3 decades that I recorded everything. Got signed statements. Collected evidence. Built a case that would destroy my parents completely. But I wasn't done. I needed to understand Daniel's role. So I confronted him. Carefully. Indirectly. We met for coffee. Our usual spot. He smiled. Asked about work. About life. Normal brother stuff. Then I dropped a bomb. I know about the adoption papers, I said casually. The forged ones. From 1994. His smile froze. Just for a second. But I saw it. The panic. The calculation. I don't know what you're talking about, he said smoothly. Too smoothly. The safety deposit box, I continued. Aunt Margaret's key. The letter from Mom and Dad. Confessing everything. Now he was sweating. Literally. Beads forming on his forehead. Elena, listen. There are things, complicated things. Family matters that aren't what they seem. Like buying babies. I asked. Like murdering their fathers? Like covering up crimes for 30 years. He stood up abruptly. Knocked over his coffee. You need to stop digging, he hissed. Low. Dangerous. You have no idea what you're dealing with. What we've done to protect this family. What we're capable of. We. I asked. So you admit it? He leaned in close. Voice barely above a whisper. Admit nothing. But understand this. If you expose us, you expose yourself. You're part of this now. Whether you like it or not. Your existence is proof of our crime. Your success is built on our sins. He straightened his tie. Composed himself. Think carefully, Elena. Some truths are better left buried. Some secrets. Keep families together. Destroy them, and you destroy everything. Including yourself. Then he walked out. Left me sitting there. Shaking. Not from fear. From rage. He was right about one thing. I was part of this. But not in the way he thought. That I wasn't going to protect their secrets. I was going to weaponize them. Over the next month, I quietly reached out to every victim I could find. 5 women. 3 families. All destroyed by my parents' actions. All willing to testify. All ready for justice. That I hired a private investigator. Uncovered more crimes. More cover-ups. More bodies buried. Literally and figuratively. That I documented everything. Built a timeline. Created a narrative so damning, so irrefutable, that even my parents' money and influence couldn't bury it. But I didn't act yet. I waited. Watched. Let them think they were safe, because the best revenge isn't quick. It's thorough. The annual Rodriguez Family Charity Gala. The event of the season in Savannah. 500 guests. Local dignitaries. Media coverage. My parents' chance to shine. To reinforce their image as philanthropists. As community leaders. As pillars of morality. Perfect timing. I arrived early. Dressed elegantly. Smiled warmly. Played the part of the devoted daughter. My parents beamed with pride. Daniel clinked glasses with investors. Everything seemed normal. Perfect. But underneath my dress, I wore a wire, connected to a live stream, broadcasting to 3 separate servers. With backup recordings sent automatically every 30 seconds. At 8 p.m., my father took the stage, started his usual speech, about giving back, about family values, about integrity. I waited, counted down in my head, 8:15 p.m. I stood up, walked to the microphone. "Excuse me, Dad," I said sweetly. "May I add something?" He smiled, nodded. Proud father moment. I turned to face the audience. 500 pairs of eyes watching. Cameras rolling. Live stream active. Thank you all for coming tonight. For supporting our family's charitable work. But before we continue, I have a confession to make. The room went silent. Confused murmurs. For 32 years I've lived a lie. A lie constructed by the people standing behind me. My parents. My brother. The people you admire. The people you trust. My father's smile vanished. My mother's face went white. Daniel started moving toward me. "I am not Elena Rodriguez," I continued, voice steady. "I am Elena Mendez, daughter of Carlos Mendez and Maria Santos. Purchased for $50,000 in 1994. After my biological father was murdered for trying to keep me." Gasps. Shocked silence. My parents didn't adopt me. They bought me. Along with 3 other children. 2 returned. 1 died. All through coercion, bribery, and violence. They've been running an illegal adoption ring for 35 years. Eliminating witnesses. Covering up crimes. Destroying lives. Daniel reached the stage. Tried to grab the microphone. I stepped back. Continued. "Tonight, you're not just hearing my story. You're hearing the stories of 5 women. 3 families. All destroyed by the Rodriguez family's greed. Their testimonies are being released right now. Online. To the press. To the FBI. I pulled out my phone. Showed the screen. Live updates. Arrest warrants. Federal charges. Human trafficking. Murder. Conspiracy. Fraud. It's all there. Public record. Unstoppable. My father lunged at me. Security intercepted him. Chaos erupted. Guests screaming. Phones recording. Media frenzy. But I wasn't done. And Daniel. I looked at my brother. Standing frozen. Pale. Defeated. "You didn't just know. You participated. You profited. You helped cover up murders. You forged documents. You threatened witnesses. You're not a lawyer. You're a criminal. And tonight, your career ends." I turned back to the audience. "I'm sorry this had to happen here. At your event. But sometimes, justice requires spectacle. Sometimes, truth needs an audience." I placed the microphone down. Walked off stage. Past my horrified parents. Past my shattered brother. Past the life I'd known. Behind me, chaos. Screaming. Crying. Phones flashing. Ahead of me, freedom. Within hours, the story was everywhere. National news. Social media explosion. Hashtag Rodriguez scandal trending worldwide. BY morning. Federal agents raided our house. Seized computers. Documents. Financial records. My parents were arrested at 6 a.m. Handcuffed. Paraded in front of cameras. Mugshots splashed across every newspaper. Daniel was arrested at his office. In front of his colleagues. His clients. His perfect life. Destroyed in seconds. Maria Santos came forward publicly. Told her story. Received national sympathy. Protection. Justice. The other victims followed. Each story more heartbreaking than the last. Each revelation more damning. The investigation uncovered everything. 27 illegal adoptions. 7 suspicious deaths. millions in bribes, decades of systematic criminal activity. My parents faced multiple life sentences. Daniel faced 30 years minimum. Their assets were frozen, their reputation obliterated, their legacy erased. But here's what surprised me most. The public response. Instead of pity for the poor Rodriguez family, there was outrage, demands for accountability, support for the victims, recognition that wealth doesn't excuse evil. People shared their own stories, others who'd been harmed by powerful families, by systemic corruption, by lies protected by money. My exposure didn't just destroy my family, it sparked a movement. 18 months later, I'm sitting in a courtroom, watching my parents receive their sentences. Life without parole, multiple counts, no possibility of appeal. Daniel got 25 years. Plea deal. Testified against our parents. Tried to save himself. Failed. Maria Santos sits beside me, holding my hand. Finally at peace. Finally heard. After the sentencing, reporters swarm us. Ask questions. Want quotes. Want drama. I give them none. Instead, I announce the establishment of the Mendez Foundation, dedicated to preventing illegal adoptions, supporting birth parents, reforming adoption laws, protecting vulnerable families, funded by the seized assets of the Rodriguez Empire. Poetic justice. Today I live in a small apartment in Charleston. Simple, quiet, peaceful. I work as a counselor for adoptees, help others navigate complex identities, find truth, find healing. I've reconnected with my extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles. Most didn't know. Most are horrified. Some cut ties completely. Others offer support. It's complicated, messy, human. I visit Maria regularly. We've developed a relationship. Slow, careful, real. She calls me Mihija now. And for the first time, it feels right. Do I miss my old life? Sometimes. The comfort, the security, the illusion of love. But I don't regret exposing the truth, because lies, no matter how comfortable, are prisons. And I chose freedom. Here's what I learned. First, family isn't defined by blood or by lies. It's defined by truth, by authenticity, by genuine connection. My real family is Maria, the victims who stood with me, the people who chose honesty over comfort. Second, silence enables evil. Speaking up is dangerous, but necessary. My voice destroyed a criminal empire, saved future victims, created change. Your voice matters. Use it. Third, justice isn't always legal. Sometimes it's moral, social, personal. My parents lost everything not just because of courts but because of truth, because people cared, because society demanded accountability. Fourth, revenge isn't about destruction. It's about restoration. I didn't set out to ruin my family. I set out to honor my real father, to give voice to the voiceless, to prevent future harm. The destruction was consequence, not goal. Fifth, identity is complex. I'm both Elena Rodriguez and Elena Mendez, both the girl who was raised and the woman who was stolen, both victim and survivor, both damaged and whole, embracing all parts of myself. That's true healing. Last week I received a letter from prison, from my mother, handwritten, tear-stained. Elena, I know sorry isn't enough. I know nothing I say can undo what we did, but I need you to know. We loved you. In our twisted, broken way. We loved you. And that love, however corrupted, was real. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I hope someday you can find peace. Not for us. For you. Mom, I read it. Cried. Then burned it. Some apologies are too late. Some wounds too deep. Some bridges too burned. And that's okay. Today when people ask about my family, I tell them the truth. All of it. The good. The bad. The ugly. Because shame thrives in silence. Healing happens in light. My story isn't unique. There are thousands like it. Hidden. Suppressed. Forgotten. But each one matters. Each voice counts. Each truth deserves to be heard. So if you're watching this and you're carrying a secret, a family secret, a painful truth, speak up. Not for revenge. Not for destruction. But for healing. for justice, for change. Because silence protects perpetrators, truth protects victims. And you deserve protection, you deserve truth, you deserve freedom. Thank you for listening, for bearing witness, for caring. Remember, your story matters. Your truth matters. You matter. Stay strong. Stay truthful. Stay free.